What's up, internet? So today I'm going to talk about a film that I realized when I started releasing videos again that I hadn't done a review for, which is surprising because it was one of my favorite things I've watched the whole year, and it's kind of out of the realm of normal because it's not really like a feature film. It's a comedy special, and that is Burnham's Inside. So yeah, I really had very minimal exposure to Bo Burnham before I watched this. When I was growing up, I'm a child of the 90s, so in high school when Bo started doing material, which he's around the same age as me, I watched his stuff on YouTube. I always found it really entertaining, and I thought that he was really intelligent, and the way that he mixed comedy and music together was something that appealed to me. But I never really dived into any of his work, and I'm not sure why at this point, because it's something I really enjoy and appreciate, and I kind of just fall on the back burner for years and never really looked into any of his comedy specials. And I always liked him when he appeared in movies I enjoy and think that he's a really charismatic and intelligent person. I saw the promos for 8th Grade when it was released and saw it was directed by Bo, and I watched it and was blown away by it. I thought that it was really incredible for a directorial feature, and I think it said something about Bo that he wrote this character story about a teenage girl, and that it felt so real, and that it felt like coming from the experiences of a young girl in this environment in middle school where people are so harsh and brutal to one another. And it was really beautifully written and very poignant, and it really struck a chord with me when I saw it in the theater. And I think that Bo is an incredibly talented individual, and I couldn't wait for whatever he did next after I watched 8th Grade, and I saw a lot of buzz on the internet, his new comedy special, Inside. And being that I never really watch stand-up comedy specials with the exception of, like, I love Eric Andre, so I'll typically watch whatever he puts out. I like Dimitri Martin a lot, but I don't watch a lot of stand-up comedy. It doesn't always work for me. I don't typically like the medium a whole lot. It takes a lot of talent to get up in front of people, do that type of performance, to give that level of commitment to material. So I didn't know what to expect, and I never would have expected that Bo would create one of my favorite things I watched the whole year, and something that I truly would call a cinematic masterpiece. And I think that, considering the fact that it was all done by him over the course of the year, that, like, this is something I just want to see in, like, the Criterion Collection or something that really gets a lot of recognition. I mean, shit, even like an Oscar nom, because the amount of production quality in this for one person is outstanding, not to mention the level of quality of the music. So yeah, this was all shot over quarantine in 2020, and it's literally Bo doing comedy numbers mixed with songs that are really gut-wrenching and harrowing about self-exploration, depression, suicidal thoughts, finding your purpose, commentary on our government, society. It's really loaded with a lot of things, and there's also just, like, funny shit about calling your mom on FaceTime and laughing about that. And then obviously, you know, a lot deeper of numbers towards the third act of the comedy special. What I really loved about this is sort of watching Bo's mental health as the special plays out, and, like, the vulnerability of Bo, showing how much this was taking a toll on him, and, like, leaving in moments and not editing out moments of him throwing shit around and getting upset because you're trapped in this space alone for so long, which now we found out is the house from Nightmare on Elm Street, which I think is pretty funny. But being trapped for so long and not really getting out of the house and trying to make this thing that you would assume would only take a certain amount of time, and it just keep going and going and going. And he says something about Bo as an artist, that he was willing to show that vulnerable side. And I'm sure a lot of it's character acting, and there's a lot of it that scripted or rehearsed in his own part. But there are true glimpses and moments of that realism that you can see it in him as a performer, and just how hard this was. And then him going into All Eyes on Me and talking about, you know, his own experience with panic attacks and stage fright and his own mental health issues, and wanting to get back into the world, but having this pandemic come up, and how do I get my art into the world again when literally the way I would typically do it is unavailable. And I think what we got is just absolutely amazing. Like I said, the quality of these songs I listen to it on Spotify on a regular basis. I think that it's beautiful, the way each song progresses. I think the special has a really lighthearted tone when it starts, and about the midway point it just gets more depressing and depressing and depressing, and you know, it doesn't leave you necessarily in the best mood when it's over. I liked it a lot, and it made me feel good knowing that I'm not alone, and that in my thoughts and being in quarantine or just dealing with my own depression and anxiety that I go through, because I deal with pretty awful mental health issues, and my mental health issues at the beginning of this year were really bad, and I got really low, and it was really hard on me for a long time to find what I want to do with my life, or even, you know, being back in film school and pursuing something I love, just like getting to a point where I didn't even feel like that was the answer anymore, and having my own problems in my personal life and things caused my depression to get really bad, where I watched this special, and in the middle of it I couldn't stop crying, because I watched this person who was clearly going through something similar to me, in that I turned 30, which I turned 30 the same year Bo did, and the state that my head was in when I turned 30, and how I felt through that circumstance, and feeling like I haven't really done much in my life. And you look at someone like Bo, who really has done a lot with his career and has really made a name for himself, and understanding that, you know, you don't have to be perfect, and that life can get hard and things can get difficult, and there's so much beauty in this. And I know it's a comedy special, but there's something so much deeper about it, and so much more poignant and wonderful. And I think it's something that, even if you're not a huge Bo Burnham fan, or you haven't really been exposed to his work in the past, it's something you should definitely watch. And I think it's really important, and I think that it's one of the best things that was made all year, and I hope that people can find time to see it, because I think if you do watch it, you're really going to enjoy it. Each segment was filmed by Bo, all the camera setups in it, the cuts, the cinematography, the lighting, it's just incredible. The amount of production design that went into this is phenomenal, along with all the things I've already said about his own performance and the songs. The editing in this and the visual style is just, it's incredible. I really don't have any negative things to say about this. I think it's flawless. I've seen it probably 4 times now, and every time I watch it, it just gets better. I'm really looking forward to Bo if he tours. One of my favorite artists in the entire world, Phoebe Bridgers, I got to see her live this year. She played a cover of That Funny Feeling. It was beautiful. I really love that Bo's work is impacting the world as a whole so much, and that people are really having that material resonate with them, because it really meant a lot to me, and it's one of the best things I've watched in 2021. So have you seen Inside yet? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this was wonderful. One of the best things I watched the whole year. I can't wait to see it again. I'm never gonna get tired of it. As many times as I can watch it, you'd think the comedy bits would get old, and they never do. As always, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot. I've got a lot of new content coming for you guys in the future. As always, thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.